if getting rich from the arts while remaining underground was a skill, Ian Connor is someone who's mastered it, almost always being involved in the lives of many superstars from A$AP Rocky to Playboi Carti to Kanye to Virgil. Ian Connor is someone that's always near the spotlight but never actively pursues it, while many in the same position would do anything to gain fame from the people Ian is constantly surrounded by. Ian is calm, cool, and laid back. It's almost like he asserts himself as someone who's too important to be famous. And it's this different approach to fame that many superstars have gravitated towards him. Rather than building fans from the bottom up, Ian has built fans from the top down. He's made connections with some of the most important figures in modern culture, all without his name being mentioned in the mainstream. However, with that many stars around him, the spotlight is slowly encompassing the likes of this dark and complex 5'5" model. Whether he likes it or not, the public is on to Ian Connor. Connor was born on January 2nd, 1993 in New York. He relocated to Atlanta, Georgia at the age of 9 and returned to New York when he was 18. However, he has credited Atlanta for giving him the life he now lives.
I can compare Florence to Atlanta in the sense of like, it's very cultural, like the best comes from here, like it's a lot of work ethic, like it doesn't matter like how many people are on from your city, but it's more so like the quality that's put into it, you get what I'm saying? So that's why I can say with like one of my favorite brands, like actually not one, but my favorite brand, Elites, like it's produced here in Italy, like I believe an hour or two outside of there. Like Matthew takes so much pride in that, and just the same way I take pride in being from Atlanta, and like the rappers that are from there, like we all put in heavy good work in like whatever field we're in.
Growing up in Atlanta, Ian Connor was into skateboarding, fashion, hip-hop, and artsy circles, interests that are now celebrated and pursued by the youth, but at that time were considered outsider groups and at times ridiculed. Standing at only 5'5", in his own words, Ian states confidently that he's ugly. These characteristics of Ian excommunicated him from being a popular kid growing up. Ian realized that despite how highly he viewed himself, if he lived a quote-unquote normal life, he would never achieve anything great with the tools he was given. So, at the start of high school, Ian Connor dropped out at 14 and made the streets of Atlanta his home. Ian lived what he described as a life without boundaries. In an interview with Complex Magazine in 2015, Ian revealed that he has never known his father and that his relationship with his mom isn't the best either, although he does genuinely love her. He added that his mom doesn't seem to understand what he does and doesn't make an effort to force her into it. There was one time when Ian's mom, in a bid to get his attention, went out on Instagram announcing that she was his mom. Something that Ian said initially pissed him off, though he later grew to understand that social media was her only outlet to reach him, as she barely gets to speak with him. In 2012, at the age of 18, after 9 years in Atlanta, Ian went back to his birthplace, New York City. There, Ian began building a following on his Tumblr blog, which began to attract some attention his way. Through Tumblr, he made connections with many young future photographers, musicians, fashion designers, and more. In essence, the next generation of urban socialites. On Tumblr, Ian marketed his L3NF line of tees and sweatshirts, which he formed in collaboration with Galen Brown. The line became a hit after respected fashion designer Whale Fry produced a jersey with Ian's face on it. His top was worn by some of the bigger rappers at that time, such as Trinidad James. This ultimately opened the doors for modeling gigs for Ian. Soon after, Theophilus London, a rapper and model, took Ian underneath his wings. This celebrity connection allowed Ian to work with Wiz Khalifa as a stylist. Still, in 2012, when Ian was only 19, he was contacted by Virgil Abloh, Kanye West's creative director at that time, and the two became close friends. After his 2012 break, streetwear brands like Stussy and Bape began contacting Ian for gigs. Ian's accomplishments snapped him a spot on Complex's 2012 list of 25 under 25, the young leaders of style. Ian then became friends with A$AP Mob's A$AP Bari, who looked up to Virgil Abloh as his fashion role model. As a result of this friendship with Bari, Ian got integrated into the crew and became friends with other crew members like A$AP Rocky, who became his manager while he, in turn, began serving as Rocky's creative director. Ian has said that Rocky was the first father figure he had in his life. He is the face of Rocky's OG creative collection. In 2015, Ian met Playboi Carti for the second time in his life through A$AP Mob. Both growing up in Atlanta and both having a unique and forward-thinking taste in art, Ian first found Carti in 2011 when he was 17 and Carti was 14 through fashion. Scrolling on the internet, Ian accidentally found and liked the clothing piece that Carti was wearing. It was through a girl that both of them were trying to talk to at that time that ended up linking them together, and since then, they've been on each other's radars. Years later, much to the surprise of Ian, they linked up again through A$AP. Ian didn't know Carti was an artist until A$AP reconnected them. After that, Ian soon began to manage Carti. Using his expanding social media reach, Ian began to push Playboi Carti onto the spotlight.
I knew Carti since he was young on some, like everybody that I meet is where I actually meet them through fashion or a piece of something that I like. So Carti, I used to, I just be on the internet all day. I saw a shirt that he had. It was a girl that I actually used to talk to or whatever.
He was fucking with the same bitch.
Long story short, she set it up. Carti pulled up. He brought me the shirt. But from now, I just like Carti's, as much clothes as I get from people and stuff like that. I just like Carti's art. So I used to keep Carti around. I didn't know that he rapped until my prior assistant, to who I have now, played this music. And Bar used to play Carti's music. I said, this the same Jordan? This the same Carti?
Yeah.
So it was, like I said, it came back around to Bari, knowing he knew more about my young nigga than I did.
That same year, Ian began to work with Kanye as both a creative consultant as well as a model for the first collection of his Yeezy fashion line. In addition to Yeezy, Ian has also consulted for other streetwear brands such as Pink Dolphin, Emotionally Unavailable, and other brands. In spite of his unusual stature for a model, Ian has expanded his fans as well as his unique look in the form of modeling for the likes of Off-White, A Bathe and Ape, Alix, Drake's OVO fashion line, and much more. In a few short years, Ian Connor has become a tastemaker, renowned in the upper echelons of fashion, crafting images for the likes of A$AP Barty's V-Lone to Kylie Jenner. He's got a unique eye for curation as well as creation. In 2015, Complex told readers, quote, "You are now under the influence of Ian Connor," while in February 2016, America Vogue noted, "Connor's, quote, insouciant and loose cool kid sense of personal style has left a permanent mark on the fashionable rapper Kanye West." In 2017, Ian released his first clothing brand of two that he dubbed Revenge Storm. His first release being a reimagination of the Vans shoe to the outrage of many critics who simply wrote it off as an overpriced ripoff of Vans. In response to these critics, Ian simply stated in an interview that, quote, "It was just a silhouette of my favorite shoe, and I like lightning bolts."
Of course, me and Noah's shoe, Revenge Storm was based off of our day and times Air Force One. So when Ego hit his own flip on the Air Force One with the stud, that's the same way as I grew up wearing Vans. I didn't grow up wearing Air Force Ones. It was always a kind of weird, clunky shoe to me. I went through a phase where I wore them for a little bit, but it was just that, a phase. Vans have always been a part of my personal style, from wearing fucking $1,000 jeans, $600 shirt, and some beat up skate highs, or Authentics, or whatever. So that's this shoe is our twist.
Despite much of the initial and still ongoing critique of Ian's shoe, his brand is successful as the shoes are worn by many celebrities and influencers. Following his endeavor with his brand Revenge Storm in late 2018, Ian Connor released his first as well as his last collection called Born From Pain from his highly anticipated brand, Sickle. With the likes of people well known in both the fashion world as well as the mainstream such as Lucas Sabat and Virgil Abloh promoting his new brand, Ian's clothing line was a success, instantly selling out upon release. 2 weeks later, Ian announced his retirement from the brand, discontinuing the brand almost as soon as it dropped. Right now, Ian Connor's in jail and will be serving time there for a year for a gun charge back in 2016. The designer revealed this fact on Twitter last month and doesn't seem too fazed by this. So, who is Ian Connor? A model, curator, and creator. Someone whose name is slowly entering the mainstream, whether he likes it or not. This is Star. Subscribe for more content on all hip-hop news and music reviews. Would also appreciate it if y'all could leave a like on the video and comment below the next video I should make.